Welcome back to Mario Kart Double Dash. This time we're using Baby Mario and Luigi as a perfectly normal setup, and we're going for the Star Cup, which starts off with Sherbet Land, which is a somewhat annoying yet still fun ice level, which is one of the things. There's a lot of traps and that you could crash into, but a lot of them with skill you can avoid, which is why I tend to crash into most of them throughout this run. But yeah, that's pretty much because I'm bad. And that's the chain chomp skill that I talked about in part 2, which is Baby Mario's special item. And it just pulls you forward until you crash into something like I crashed into that green cube shell. And yeah, so Sherbet Land, these little ice face things, if you crash into them like I do here, then it kind of freezes you temporarily. You're still moving and sliding across the ice, but you don't come to a stop, which is good for a trap really. But yeah, and if you crash into these guys skating, you will get stuck and you will have to back out of their way to readjust yourself to go in the right direction, which is really annoying, just to let you get to know that. But yeah, that's something I've noticed throughout watching these runs, is something I'm going to refer to as Mario Kart-ma, which is basically the way that as soon as I seem to attack someone like with a eggshell or with some kind of item or something, I end up doing something stupid like crashing into a fake item or just getting hit by something itself, which it happens in this part. I know it will happen quite a fair bit next part, and yeah, so it's kind of like I get what I deserve, which I doubt very much the game has a moral system, but it's just something I've noticed. Actually, having a moral system in this game, that would be a nightmare. I think plenty of friendships have probably already been broken from Mario Kart as it is, from the last minute blue shells and things like that. So just to have something like that, it would probably screw so many people over. But yeah, I'm going off topic. I came third here, just about. I think I just nicked that win from Toad. And yeah, Luigi's voice in this is Charles Martinet again, who plays Luigi and Mario, and I just think it's brilliant, if I'm being completely honest. And now on to Mushroom City, which, despite what I said earlier, this is actually quite a fun city level, because like the other cars on the road, they're not in the way a lot, they're just slight obstacles rather than just keep moving around. Because it's a bigger level, you've got more space to dodge them, so they're not quite as obnoxious as they were. The other level, I forget his name. I'm terrible at remembering course names in this game. Yeah. And again, there's quite a lot of different ways you can go, because I normally take the right at the first option, but I think you can always go straight ahead and you've got another route you can go. And what I just passed is a bomb car, and when you crash into it, I believe it blows up and throws you off course, which is an interesting kind of concept for a city level like this. I believe, I can't remember the name of it or anything, but there was a track similar to this in Mario Kart 64, which again had traffic on the road, and I don't think it was quite as fun as this version of the game, but nevertheless, this is a really good track in my eyes. Although I have to say, I'm starting to realise why most people don't tend to do racing game LPs, because I'm slowly but surely running out of things to say. But yeah, never mind. Rules exist for a reason, and I screw the rules, so that's why I'm screwed over it. But yeah, on the plus side though, I don't think this part has any annoying dazzle skips like the last one did, so we should be safe on that regard. And I'm probably the most unprofessional video commentator ever, right? But now we're going over to second place, which again, it's one of the things. There's a couple of places throughout this playthrough where I'm first place right up until the end, and then something happens like there's a great one coming up later on in this part, by the way, where something happens and I end up passing second or third. It's just one of them things. This is one of the reasons why probably so many friendships have been broken over this game. I mentioned earlier in share, but yeah. The CPU characters in this game, they're not actually that bad, and that's really annoying. I just mix that really from Donkey Kong. If he was a human player, he'd be raging at this, probably shouting abuse at the screen, like I was at the part that you're going to see later on. Yeah. And I'm in second overall now. The next course is quite an interesting design of a course. It's an entire island that looks like a Yoshi. And I like Yoshi as a character. I'm not sure whether I should pronounce it Yoshi or Yoshi, to be honest. Either of them sounds right, but it's just one of the things I'm not sure about. So yeah, and I've heard it pronounced both ways in the past, so I'm not sure what's official and what's not. Anyway, the point I should probably bring up that is because I haven't played Yoshi's Island is, are Baby Mario and Baby Luigi younger versions of Mario and Luigi, or are they just like babies who have a resemblance to them, whether they're Mario and Luigi's kids or whatever? Because if it's the former, the fact that I've got this combination here, it seems like one hell of a screwed up paradox. I mean, seriously, if you can have your own nephew who's, well, not nephew, like, if you can have your brother's younger self riding a car with you, that just shouldn't happen. And there I'm actually like, yeah, that was like a crazy moment where I kind of rammed into everything in the path, which is very fun. Yet another off-course screen shell. Like I said earlier, it's near impossible to hit what you want, and although there are a few cases where I got lucky with hitting them, you can't skillfully hit anyone unless you're literally right behind them or right in front of them. Yeah, that's the point that I should probably bring up. You can throw items either in front or behind you. If you want to throw it behind you, you have to pull back on the analog stick as you press X or Y to like release the item. And while I'm actually talking about controls, the button to kind of just switch the characters on the thing, you just press the Z button on the GameCube controller and it switches your character. So if you're looking for one of these special items that the other character is currently driving gets, and you just press Z and it switches them over. It's only, unless you get one in double boxes, only the main, like, not the main character, the guy who's standing on the back can get items. It just fun for Yoshi Shell, Yoshi Egg, which is fun to watch and not fun to do yourself. Again, Mario Kart-ma does get me whenever I tend to laugh at something stupid that happens to anyone else, so I should probably shut up. More spinning around track. Like I said earlier, the track designs are really surreal and wacky in Mario Kart, and I think that's one of the reasons why I've come to like it so much. In this actually, I think we had that fake item. The fake items, the idea is that you confuse them for real items and crash into them, but they're a different colour. So if you hit them, it's only because the way you were positioned you would have hit them anyway. And Donkey Kong just snatched my win there, which is really irritating when it happens. By the way, that upside down arrow, that's because it's Waluigi's car that I'm using here, which handles really well I find, and it goes fairly fast as well, which is always a plus. And now on to probably my tied favourite track throughout the whole game, DK Pass. Just because there's so much going on, it's so crazy, there's so many like drifting parts that you can get through much quicker by drifting. And it's just a fun track. And that's the downside of being a character who isn't a heavy character, the fact that I've just got knocked into the side there at a turn and it knocked me from about second or third right back to 8th, just by the fact that it threw me off the path. Well, pick myself back up. And invincibility, hell yeah! Just invincibility, I love it, and this is just a satisfaction of just ramming through everything if you can. But what I've got to say about invincibility in this is that the music seems like it cuts off early, it doesn't come to a light conclusion, and it kind of makes it seem like the invincibility should have lasted a bit longer, but it didn't. And it's just, it kind of awkward. It's nearly as jarring as that jingle they played for the final lap, which it kind of cuts out the music and does that little jingle and then goes back to the music. The music mixing in this is somewhat jarring, but it doesn't really matter because the soundtrack itself is really good for the most part. It's Mario soundtracks. So for me, they don't really latch on to me as much as the likes of, say, Sonic soundtracks or quite a few other game soundtracks, but I can still see the musical genius behind it. Although pretty much every Mario game I've played, I can still pick up on a particular song that I just really like. Like in this game, there's a couple, being the final track, which I'm not going to spoil in case you're watching this having never played Mario Kart before. In which case, if you are, then you should play it. As well as the ending theme of this game, credits theme, which is really good as well. Yeah. I love this giant ass cannon thing. It's just, what kind of legitimate racetrack would have halfway through, you've got a cannon that fires you out halfway across the mountain? In fact, actually, they should do that, because I personally find this Formula 1 racing on the telly and that to be really boring. And if they stuck more stuff like massive cannons in, then it would be so much more interesting. It's actually something I proposed to do a little while back, but because I don't like watching sports on the telly, and Formula 1 racing is no exception. And the reason why it is because it's very by the word and nothing really happens. And here I'm going to stop talking just to point out this epic fail. Like this, I deserved this for overtaking Donkey Kong at the other race. But yeah, if they basically had things like cannons firing out and maybe these fire pits of hell that you have in some of the Bowser tracks and that in real Formula 1 racing, I would watch that. It would be so much more entertaining than just guys going around the track over and over and over. But yeah, that's it. I've got silver on this, so that's it for this part. So I shall see you later on. Bye.